reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Here's the kicker, Zane Gonzalez, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. From the 6. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they will be led out by a young man making his first NFL start.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100-plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Oh, nice move. And some room to run now. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 receiving.
So deuce is wild, huh?
Absolutely.
Probably should have gotten 2 checks for this game, right? 1 for the running backs, 1 for the wide receivers. Could carry home a nice little pile of cash.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes, they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time, he uses quickness to make a play.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Stern. He's going to look deep down the field. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, at Zach Wilson.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. On third down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun now on third down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Oh, why are we doing this?
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Looking to throw on second down. Stern. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Alton Robinson coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a
under pressure, and they got to him again. Alton Robinson, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. And that is is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a
Automatic
risk-reward
first down.
play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. They're going deep for Hill. And that is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Hunt will try going up the middle. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down. Stern. And that will be incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Open man here is Conklin. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Wilson.
Got an open man, finds Gibson.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Play action. Now Wilson. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this one is incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point attempt to come here. And this is up. It's through. It extends their first quarter lead to 13-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So out now come the Jets. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Here's Gibson to start the drive. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing is Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. (13-0) is the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On first down, right back to Gibson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
On the counter, Gibson.
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
A give running right, Gibson.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
They run the toss now with Gibson.
And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I really like what he did there, because he took his practice work and converted it to game action, because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Here's Wilson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who shake it up. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling?
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Keon Crossen.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way to the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy made the play. He gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the 6. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
That is caught. It's Uzomah. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 44-yard line.
Here's a Florida native from up near Pensacola. It's Michael Carter.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. And a little floater there is incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
There's the versatile back, Kareem Hunt, getting set with the rest of this offense for the next drive.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
John Franklin Myers has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's caught by OBJ. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards.
And the Jets will take over.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now it's Wilson.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Looking to throw. Stern.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 7 yards there and a first down. Back to throw. Stern. He finds his target. Beckham. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his throw is incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw again. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
And the Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half.
And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it's 2nd down. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit, and that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, we'll make the trip down to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. Sterling Shepard, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore and check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Tyler Boyd, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Jets. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they had a little bit more success on the ground than their opponents did. And that just set them up well for the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. And able to get this out to the 25. The Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And for a while when this place opened, all the talk was about punts hitting the Giants scoreboard here in Arlington. I don't think we ever heard about a pass hitting the scoreboard, but that's probably about as close as you're going to get. That one was way up there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Open man is Uzama. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Now Wilson. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Jets are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And they were terrific in the 1st half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Stern.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off the bootleg. Stern on the move to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. Looking to throw. Stern. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And they will take over 1st and 10. All eyes on Zach Wilson leading his team back out for this next drive. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Throwing to start the drive. Stern. That one complete to Hill. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Off the bootleg. Stern. And he completes it to Hunt. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Throwing on first down. Stern. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
89 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run again with Hunt. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Stern. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 17-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Looking to throw. Stern. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown in his 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
New York set to take the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver. As this season has gone on, he's been oddly consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. This will be caught once again by Brown.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
They'll go again with Gibson.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
A handoff for Gibson.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They'll go. It's Gibson.
And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Now there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Stern. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. On 3rd down, Stern. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Good footwork at the 30. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return.
New York ready to go again offensively. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Got a man. It's Brown.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Trying to drop one in, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
The pressure that time right up the middle, and he was able to wiggle in there pretty easily and get the sack.
Yeah, sometimes you end up getting caught in a little bit of a breakdown about who to block up front, and that creates the gap there, and he took full advantage, got to the quarterback, and finished off the sack.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. They'll start with Hunt on the ground, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run again with Hunt. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've been stymied left and right. Converted only one time. This will be 3rd and 5. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. To throw on 2nd down. Stern swings this out for Hunt. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the first.
These two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off play action. Stern. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. To throw on 3rd down. Stern.
Open man is Waddle, complete.
And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Here comes Mr. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, leading out this offense.
They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now, because you're getting more than a first down every time he's touching the ball. This is the kind of game you want when you're able to throw it out wide.
Absolutely. Over 100 yards, has the 8 catches. On 2nd and 10, Wilson.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Hunt will try going up the middle, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On now the Miami field goal unit. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
New York's offense back out there and set to go.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Derek Nottie makes the tackle. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Throwing is Wilson.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now he dumps this off over the middle.
And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
To throw again is Wilson.
He's into the secondary.
Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And that is caught. But the back judge right there to say incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Well, they had to take one final shot at the end zone, but now things are looking really bleak.
And I agree with that totally. You had to take the shot if they did score. You know, whether you call it a miracle or not, you line up, onside kick, get the ball back, throw one more in the end zone, who knows? Had to take the chance, it just was unsuccessful.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they will take a knee here. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Victory very likely now for the Dolphins as they take a knee here.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, that's to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Dolphins, their battle to finish above 500 gets a slight lift as they move to 6-8 on the year.
And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Jets, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.